Well, here we go then. This is the start of finally getting to build my dream shop. Wow! You can't write this stuff.
Oh, this is gonna be awesome.
We bought this 1980s house with everything included.
But it was missing something we'd been dreaming about for years, a workshop. So we're gonna attempt to build one ourselves.
So this isn't gonna be an overnight thing that just happens in the next couple of weeks. But first thing I want to do is start clearing this land back. Don't know how big it's going to be, how tall it's going to be, but I really wouldn't mind getting things in motion and keeping the dream alive. And one of the reasons I want to cut the trees right now, Kevin told me you're best to cut the trees before the sap starts rising. So first things first, let's start clearing these trees. I think I'll start on the small stuff. Tree number 1. Not quite. This is why it's nice to practice. There we go. There we go, it's going. I'll get some nice pieces of firewood off that bottom end at least. They're starting to get bigger and more intimidating. I'll keep going for the small ones. That's a good lesson. I thought that were going to fall the opposite way. Kevin did say the trees will naturally want to fall into the hillside. This is possibly the biggest one I've ever done. I know I did one that was fairly big on the other side, but there was nothing in the way of that. Just don't want to rush into it. Try and think I'm doing everything right. It's going. Wow, that is a big boy. I'm trying to remember the points that Kevin told me. I think I do this back cut first, then put the wedge in. Again, this is going to be slightly higher so I can get into it with the excavator. And I pull that out. Nice, and I'm due some more firewood. We've done well really, but it'd be nice to get stocked up for maybe not this winter coming, but maybe the next. Happy with that. And although you normally don't see me health and safety wise, I do have the chaps now, and you'd think I would learn this earlier on. I did have a bad arm injury about 10 years ago and when I severed my artery. So I do have a tourniquet in this pocket as well. Hopefully I don't need that, obviously. I'll keep the momentum going and get this cedar out. Oh, it's got my blade. Hopefully it hasn't bent it. No, it has, it's bent it a bit. Oh. Gutted. Well, I suppose that's a lesson. Right, I'm going to keep going. My blade doesn't seem really that bad at all. So I'm going to see if I can fall this tree that way, so 90 degrees away from that one, because I don't want them to get too tangled, because I'm not sure if I'm going to need to drag them down the hill. So this will test my skills a little. There's a bit of a gap in the canopy. I'm hoping it can just fall straight through there. That is the plan anyway. Going. Oh, it's caught on that canopy a little bit. There we go. I think I'm just going to take this one out and then I'll start trying to clear the area a little bit. Maybe the best thing to do is just pull them out backwards with the Land Rover, and then at least when I start cutting all the limbs off, all the limbs are in one area. It's going.
Wow! That's cool, isn't it? So are you going to excavate that way?
That's the plan.
Sweet.
Okay, the bit that's not quite as fun then is obviously getting all these out of the way. Borrowed a metal choker off Kevin, so I'm hoping I'll be able to use the Land Rover, hook the choker up, hook some straps up, and hopefully pull them down the hill. Then I can cut all the limbs off, and all the limbs should, in theory, be in the same place, is what I'm hoping. And if you're screaming at the TV saying, you need to get some equipment, trust me, I know. I look on Facebook Marketplace every day, just, you know, I will get them at some point. And now I'll just hook a line to this and then pull it down the hill. Or am I just strong enough to pull it? Maybe I can strap it to Benji. No, pull it with Tango. That should do us. I think that'll pull out of the way now. And on to the next one, just keep repeating that process. The small but mighty 2.4 engine, eh? Right, I'm gonna try and drag this around corner and get it out of the way. Well, I'm hungry, I'm pretty burnt out after that, and it's starting to rain, so I think it's the perfect time to call it a day. Yes, it's very messy, but the main purpose of today was just to get the trees down before the sap climbs them too much. So we've got that. I'm not sure when I'm going to get back to actually sorting this out, but we'll call that a success. One step closer to my dream garage. Well, I thought I was going to be calling it a day, but Mary Hannah's got one last job for me. So a couple of months ago, we tore down some walls in this kitchen and put up this supporting beam, but we've still not dialed in our layout, and we don't have any drawings or anything like that. So this week, we're finally going to get that together. So Mary Hannah wants us to measure the kitchen out now, and then she's going to start putting a plan together.
First one is from here to the wall over there.
25 foot and 3 inches.
Sweet.
And making today's job way easier is today's sponsor. Fantic have sent us the A10 Pro. So it's got a built-in traditional tape measure, which is good for your smaller stuff that you want to be more accurate with. But it will also record that reading as well. Hands down, the coolest feature for me is just having a laser measuring device, because where it was a two-man job before and someone would have to walk all the way out and then come back, now it's literally just point and shoot and it'll give you your measurement. Whether that's measuring from floor to ceiling or wall to wall, it'll go out to 165 feet. And when you are measuring with the laser, it's accurate down to 1/8 of an inch. For me, coming from England, obviously I'm used to measuring in metric, where Mary Hannah's used to imperial. So there's 6 different units, whether you're going to be measuring feet and inches or whether that's millimeters. It's got 3 different modes: distance, area and volume. And you can change the reference point depending on what you're using it for. If you want the A10 Pro for 50% off, use the link in our description and use code ERA10Pro. Okay, so now that we've got all the measurements, Mary Hannah's going to send these off to the designer and we'll see what they come back with. And we'll see you guys back in the yard tomorrow. Well, this morning I've brought him back up. Kevin's going to help me take down, when I say help, again, this is above my pay grade, this one. And we've got this big cedar here where it's a single base, but then it branches out into 3 cedars on the same tree. So I was just a bit wary about that one. So Kevin's going to help me with that. And then there's 2 other trees that have like a bit of a bow in them, and I didn't want to cut those down without putting up like a rigging line or something like that, because I don't want it to fall onto Kevin's shed, obviously. So Kevin's going to point me in the right direction on that one, and I'll try and soak in as much knowledge as I can on this tree cutting game, because as you guys all know, there's a lot that I need to learn about it. So no, it's going to be cool having Kevin's help today.
Chicken teeth, that's what we call them. Get your hand. Chicken teeth. There we go. didn't bring my axe, Andy, but we could chop out some chunks and see how it'd be to climb. I bought just that little top handle saw, mainly because it's light and I still do some tree climbing, so I can carry that up, but amazing power. But we probably want to tighten your chain a little.
Yeah, I've got a new bar as well because I think I bent it a little bit.
Oh.
I don't think it's bad, but...
No, it's not bad, Andy. Yeah, I guess you can see how it runs around there.
Would you show me how to get the right tension and stuff
Yeah,
like that?
about 1/4 of an inch per foot. So you set your tip of your bar up to hold that bar up all the way.
Yeah.
And is your tool underneath? Oh,
yeah.
Oh, I love that. I
do.
tell you, Andy. We'll just loosen that up. These you want to be a little careful too, not to over tighten these bar
I
nuts.
found that out when, you know, my still that I bought, like my first chainsaw I'd ever out, I ended up like pulling the thread on it.
Right.
So,
And that's just an aluminum housing. They actually have little tension gauges, but we're just gonna, and this is a cold chain, so we're gonna set it just a touch tight. As that chain warms up, you know, it'll loosen up. Fairly new chain, or have you used it?
I've used it to cut these trees down.
Oh yeah, so it's got most of it.
And I have not sharpened it yet.
Yeah, that's a little snugger than I would normally, Andy, but like I say, when it warms up, it's gonna slack a little. So let's start right there. But just make sure you have that bar up and have that tension. It feels pretty good, Andy. I would love to try it out. And one thing I love, Andy, is I carry a chainsaw with me all the time, and I have it in the trunk of the car. Sometimes in the winter, I'll put it behind my seat. There's no gas fumes with the, it's awesome.
I also like that, like I've only had a chainsaw for, what, 1 or 2 winters, but everything that's gas around here, because it's been sat all winter or whatever,
Oh, I know.
then you have to mess around with the carbs.
Right, you gotta
and this-
winterize that.
Yeah, and put
it's-
winterized fuel in it and all this, where this, it's like, as long as your batteries are outside in the cold,
Exactly.
that's
Andy.
it.
Oh, that's neat, Andy. You know what, I'll tell you what, pretty darn balanced too. Mind if I cut this real
Go
quick?
ahead.
No, that's the most powerful cordless saw I've ever used.
Yeah.
It's just incredible. That. Oh yeah, I need to saddle soap them guys up a little bit. You can do it a couple ways. You can 2 scare straps, so we call these scare strap. And when you get up around a bunch of branches, you can just rig one above the branches, hook back up, take off your lower one, and keep going up without taking all the branches out.
Oh, okay.
Like I say, you got to kind of climb the low side. Yeah, so you just get a purchase, kind of flex your body, and then yeah, you just trust your gear. Whoops, I got a limb over there, don't I? Just need a little scabbard for that, don't I? Let's just try that, Andy. See if you can get that cable up to me. Oh, watch that. It's got a few frays, bud.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, so you're just putting all your trust into your equipment, into your kit.
Yeah. Watch yourself,
Yep.
Andy. I'm going to swing that up. There we go. Okay, Andy. I think you can suck that tight a little. There
Yeah.
we go.
That's good.
Yeah, and coming down's the tricky part for sure. You can go fast, but I go slow.
Okay, so even though the Land Rover's not working very good, as long as I don't drive it far, it's all right. But the winch works. So because we've got a long winch line, we've hooked that up to the metal line that's connected to the tree that Kevin just rigged up. And now we can put a bit of tension on it and it should hopefully fall in this direction. We don't want to pull in the straight direction from what the Land Rover is, so we're going to put this tree strap around and then we're just going to put a snatch block on here, and then the tree will pull towards, the falling tree will pull towards this live tree, and then it shouldn't affect anything. So we'll keep it down low. And then the tree straps just to try and protect the tree a little bit.
Get that through there. There we go. Them are nice, Andy. I get, oh,
Well,
God.
it might just have the right length, we'll see.
Let's get it on a bounce. There we
There
go.
we go.
Oh, that's a nice smooth block, yeah.
Right, I'll put a bit of tension on it, Kevin.
Okay.
Do you wanna?
Oh, I'm not going to
Yeah, you
stand
get
in
out
the
of the-
bite.
you get
Gotta
out of the death
Got to
triangle.
get out in the bite. Yeah. Okay, Andy.
And we don't need loads of tension,
No.
do we? It's just.
I think you're pretty good right there, Andy.
Okay then, Kevin, place your bets.
Oh,
We'll get this piece of paper.
oh, there you go.
This is a difficult one for you because it's got a bend in it and it's on a hill. But where do you think the end will
Actually,
be?
now that I look at it, I think it's going to be right in here. Let's see if that'll stay there. I'll have to bring over my little inclometer. That's kind of neat. You can set it on a 45.
So this is my spot then. It's here.
Oh, wow, you're close.
The winner gets a pack of cores. So which cut should I go with first?
I like doing, and I do your face cut first. Just do your square. I do like coming in with a Humboldt from the bottom, but if you want to face cut it from the top, that's fine.
Oh, so
but
you
I do.
So you don't do the flat cut first. You do the angle first.
Yeah, I actually do the flat first,
Oh, okay.
Andy, and then that way I can get lined up, and then I just bring whatever notch into that flat.
Yeah.
Like we talked about, you want to have those two meet really close. You don't want to.
I think that's what I
overcut.
struggled with on the last ones. Mine didn't quite meet up.
Oh, and
perfect.
it's worth bending over and tickling,
Yeah.
kind of cleaning that up so they'll really line up. And then I just step up a little bit on my back cut. Yeah, this. There you go. This should be pretty deep, Andy. Yeah.
Is that about?
Yeah, I try not to go much more than about a third. Yeah, then just make another cut.
So
I'd
now-
say we got a fair bit of tension, Andy. I think that was gripping your bar. Yeah. Yeah. Now you
So
can
you
just
really
guess.
don't need much tension, do you?
No, we really don't, Andy.
Because there's still a droop in the line. I were picturing you'd need straight lines.
Yeah, it takes quite a bit to take that out. Well, I got my axe. You can knock that out of there. You know, we want to be a little careful because we call that a Dutchman, so you don't want to get too overcut on any one cut.
Okay.
And then when you come around to your back cut, sometimes on a big tree, I'm going to be cutting it from that side just to have it be comfortable. So I come around here, make a notch I can see, and then when I go over to here, I can see that height.
Yeah.
And I can see it here pretty good.
Okay.
And then always have a good getaway. These, not bad, but it's nice to just have a.
All right, let's give that a go then.
Hopefully you can see that, not, an inch and a half up above there. Some people do it flush, but. Okay.
There we go. It's going.
Get clear. Perfect. Perfect,
Nice.
bud.
It
Yeah, the
bounced
only thing
off
I
a
do a
bit.
little different next time, and don't, when air, it's maybe not make your face cut that deep.
Okay.
Yeah, like I say, with about a third of the tree is plenty good. Yeah, some of them
Yeah,
are really
like I've gone
barbecue.
past halfway there, haven't I?
Yeah, but that's okay. Yeah, just something to keep in mind. But like I say, with that tension on there, geez, no problem at all.
So the results are in. We were both actually quite far away. So that means we're just going to have to share a pack of beers. Are you ready?
Yep. Yeah, I think I'd stop there, Andy.
Yeah? Does that look good to
Yeah,
you?
that looks good, Andy. So this one, I wouldn't get carried away, and you might come up a little bit higher, bud.
Yeah.
Maybe come up into here on your back cut, and then maybe just real slow.
A back cut like this?
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. Yep, that's your back cut. There you go. Okay.
Oh,
keep
there we
going.
go.
Perfect. What a nice and slow.
Yeah, that was beauty.
Yeah, that's the way to tip them over.
Do you want a drink? These are like electrolyte drinks.
Thanks, Andy.
Just so do you
Whatever
want?
flavor you don't like, I'll
I
take.
like them both. So you've got pineapple and black cherry.
Ooh, I am a fan of black cherry. Yeah, that's just kind of cool. That old Cedar, boy, that grain.
It would be cool if you could make something with it.
Oh, thank you, Andy. That's good. Well, that's probably as far as I'll go with that one. Yeah, they're pretty, and I'll set up on this next one.
Oh, so you put cuts in all three of them?
I think so, Andy. I'll wedge that second two. That one's, like I say, going uphill, and then just see how it works.
It's going.
There she goes.
Wow! That's... No way would I have been able to do that.
No, that worked pretty good. That, yeah, it's a little bit early. I bet towards end of the month, it'll peel right down to that cambrium layer. And like I say, that's just like honey. It's so sweet. It's just delicious.
Come on.
Y'all, I just came out here and I cannot get over the light in this back part of the property. I thought that this area was going to be super dingy, and if we built a shop back here, it was going to be a little bit sad, just like hanging out and working out in the shadows and the cold. But this is awesome. They've cleared just the right amount of trees. There's plenty of trees still around, obviously, and I think this is going to be pretty cool. Having a well-earned beer over there. Is someone excited? I just said it, Andy, it looks like you're looking at somebody you're in love with. Like, he's looking back in the rear view like, oh my gosh.
It's cool though. I like it. Can't wait to get it going. Right, we're back at the house. Mary Hannah's just finishing off a bit of work. But I can't wait. I want to get this bad boy fired up. I'm really excited to just see what the difference is between the last one we had, which was a 9-inch chipper, and this bad boy's a 12-inch chipper. Big diesel engine, 5,500 pounds. I think it's going to eat this stuff up. And I do want to try and save the chips. It were hard last time because we were moving down the road so much, but we should be able to pile them up a lot better this time. Heater coils, can hear something priming. Here we go. On the last one you had to build up the revs slowly. On this one it does it all for you. So now that's flashing. So I have to press this green button. Right. I think that's it. Okay then, first blim going in. There must be something that I'm not doing right. I think it's pulling it in, but then it's not chopping it. There must be some sort of thing that we're not pressing. I can't remember the guy saying anything about that, but this has got more switches and stuff than that smaller one we had. There is another setting, but I don't want to just pull stuff randomly and my luck will end up breaking it, so. Okay, so this was my fault. On the last machine, it just had forwards and backwards from this red handle, but on this machine, it's two separate devices. So the rollers, forwards and backward, comes from this, but I just spoke to the guy on the phone from Western States, and For the chipper to engage, that engages on this PTO. So when I would like, I don't know if that's the right thing, I don't want to break it, it's an expensive piece of equipment, he said, push that forward, that'll engage the PTO, you'll feel it just bog down a little bit, and then it'll pick up RPM. So let's give it a go. Okay, so we'll get some RPMs up. Are you ready? Right, first log going in. Now we're back in business.
Well, I just had to go inside and take a break and get a drink. It is so hot out here. We're just not used to it anymore. I think it's 20 degrees Celsius, which is, I don't know, 60 degrees or something, 65 degrees. And I had to put on a shirt, like a long sleeve shirt, because my arms are just getting wrecked by all the tree limbs and stuff. Andy actually said earlier today, you should put on a long sleeve shirt, and I didn't listen. And now I'm eating my words, so here we are. But yeah, we're gonna slowly but surely, we're making our way through all of this. It doesn't feel like we're making much progress. It's been about an hour and we've just gotten rid of this pile here, but we got this. We brought him back up. Jason just got off of school, so he's gonna come help us. We only have this machine for 24 hours, and we're trying to get all of this mountainside cleared. Okay, we're gonna pull down a couple of tree trunks with Tango and hopefully get set up so we can de-limb some of these and keep working our way up the mountainside.
So this is so cool. Me and Mary Hannah's getting stuck into doing this. And then Jason finishes school and he's going past and he's like, do you want a hand? So then Jason starts helping. And now Kevin's finished work and Kevin just drove past and he's like, do you want me to come and help? So now Kevin's coming back with his tractor, which is, you know what I mean? You can't write this stuff. And it's so cool that we've got neighbours like this. Hopefully it doesn't make you just think, I want that better neighbour, but I want to be that better neighbour too. We need some equipment.
Hey, that was great.
Also, cheers. 10.
Cheers, bud.
Okay, so I was just sat on the deck with Kevin, putting the world to right, and then this lad And he's never done it before. Because obviously he's a big dog, he can just see what's on the worktop. Mary Hannah just made us a steak. She'd come back out of the shower. Benji's eating the steak. He's never done that before. Hey, it doesn't even look guilty. It's like he's not even done it. Anyway, I'd have done the same thing if I were a dog. Well, we're up and at 'em early this morning. I've got the chipper until 11 AM, so you know me, I'm a tight Yorkshireman. I want to get my money's worth out of it. So I've got my morning brew. I'm going to get out here and I'm going to get cracked on. And hopefully we've got just enough time to get this finished off. Wow. Just looking at what we did yesterday, we've done pretty good, to be fair. I couldn't have done it without everybody's help though. But you can see, for last thing, yesterday we just got whatever we could drag down, so now it's near the chipper. I've got 2 fairly sized trees to take down and then that's it. And I also just want to say a massive thank you to everyone that comments and likes on our videos. Even if it's just the simplest comment like a thumbs up, it all helps us and it gives us the encouragement to keep pushing on. Thank you very much. Let the work begin. Right, let's get it fired up then. We'll let it warm up a little. Glow plugs. I'm gonna let it warm for a bit. Right, day 2. Let the fun begin.
It's 6:43, as you can tell by my hair. And Andy is already out there on the side of the mountain trying to clean everything up. So I'm gonna finish this cup of coffee and then head out and help him.
Right, last tree. Quite scary that, isn't it?
Hi, Dream Boy, you wanna see? Oh, this is gonna be awesome.
Yesterday we were that tired, we just packed up and then called it a day. We've come back out this morning and I think we can appreciate it were a lot of work, but it were worth it, and now we can really see the vision for what's going to come. So we don't exactly have a full plan now, but now that all this is exposed, you can see our property line up that side towards Kevin's land. But then the only thing that would stop us from having an absolutely huge shop is on this side, there's power lines in the road. So now I think we're going to be working with about a 45-foot shop.
I'm so excited. I feel like this is going to be absolutely amazing. We've talked about having a dream workshop or a dream garage one day, and yes, we're still a ways off, but this is the first step in a long-awaited dream, and really excited to see this all come together. Thanks for watching.
We'll see you guys next week. And please hit that subscribe button. It costs naught to you, but means a lot to me.